I have here a question submitted by one of our members who could not be here today. A little long, excuse me for that. Let me read this out. Historically, Hindu India has always been peaceful, except as a backlash. A pogrom or a genocide is a premeditated and pre-calculated massacre of a group of people based on their religion. In my humble opinion, the reprehensible and completely regrettable violence against the Sikhs after Indira Gandhi's assassination was a spontaneous and angry, albeit unjustified, reaction to her death along the same lines as the post-9/11 spontaneous outburst of violence and backlash against Muslims in the USA. Had Indira Gandhi not been assassinated by her two Sikh bodyguards, there would have been no violence against the Sikhs. Would the playwright then agree that the play uses a distortion of the term genocide and pogrom, and the play aims more to disguise a backlash and tarnish India's image that exposes the historical facts as they happen? We cannot evoke sympathy of others by misrepresenting or exaggerating history, nor use terrible words like pogrom and genocide in order to expose the violence done to them. Kindly comment. By the way, once again, I am quoting.
Oh, of course. I would actually like to have the question, because I am so eager to respond to it, I don't know where to begin. So I'm being tongue-in-cheek, of course. Let's look at this question and deconstruct it a little, because there are several important points made here. Is this an attempt to disguise or misrepresent or exaggerate history using terrible words like pogrom and genocide? I will let my audience be the judge of that. I could pour scorn and contempt on the questioner. He or she is not here today, so that would be futile. And I will not pour scorn and contempt on her, because I felt the same way too. I acknowledge to you that when I left the country, immersed in the official narrative, this is what I believe. Let's talk about some facts. I am in excellent company when I call what happened in 1984 an instance of genocide. By the way, I did not until December of last year. I always called it a pogrom. And you could say that both are the same thing. Genocide is a much broader term. Pogrom refers to a specific instance, which we euphemistically call ethnic cleansing in these days. So I'm in very good company. The Home Minister, the Union Home Minister of India, Mr. Rajnath Singh, go check this out for yourself. Last December, I believe it was 26th or the 27th of December, made a public statement which said, what happened to the Sikhs in Delhi in 1984 was not a riot, it was genocide. I didn't put Mr. Rajnath Singh up to that, I can absolutely assure you. He figured that out on his own. And everybody should go and verify this and look this up. You will find that it was all over the news. For the first time, 31 years after this violence, a powerful figure in Indian government had got up and called what had happened in 1984 what it was. There are so many things in here that I want to respond to, but I'll just pick one. I am sure this person who wrote this is not an ill-intentioned or malicious person, but let's deconstruct what she says. I'll paraphrase rather than reading it again. What she says is, if Indira Gandhi's Sikh bodyguards had not killed her, Sikhs in Delhi would not have been attacked. Let's deconstruct that statement and look at its corollary. What that implies is that because Indira Gandhi was killed by her Sikh bodyguards, it was okay to pull 3,000 people out of their homes, murder them, rape their wives and daughters, burn their houses, loot their properties. Did this woman mean to say that? No, I'm sure she didn't. She just didn't think about what she was saying. There's a lesson in here for all of us. Confronting ugly chapters of our history doesn't make us weak. It makes us strong. How so? Confronting chapters like these from our history helps us make sure that it never happens again to anyone else. Tarnishing India's image? Give me a break. All of us read the news. I lived in India for 24 years before coming here. I have many pleasant associations with India. I went to school there, I was born there, I grew up there. That culture is my culture. I have a lot that I identify with. There are things that I don't identify with. Sectarian violence is one of them, whether it happens to Sikhs, whether it happens to Hindus, whether it happens to Muslims or Christians, who cares? Sectarian violence is sectarian violence. How could confronting sectarian violence possibly be construed as tarnishing the image of a nation? We have to confront our demons. I'm a US citizen today. I can tell you that one of my most shameful moments as a US citizen came several years ago when the Abu Ghraib story broke. Why was it shameful to me? Of course it was shameful because of what the guards and the soldiers and US soldiers did to Arab prisoners in Iraq. But what was particularly shameful to me was the fact that as a society, we moved on. Very quickly, we just let it sink like a stone and never talked about it again. That is what we have done to 1984, and I would posit that burying ugly chapters of our history doesn't make them go away. They need to be confronted, they need to be dealt with, and this play is a humble attempt to start a conversation to encourage us to confront those demons that all of us know exist. Whether